Okay, welcome to lesson number 10 of Numbers and Operations. Here's our objective, our rules. Okay, which number is bigger, -7 or 2? But there's no sign in front of the 2, so how you know what the number is? Because there's no sign in front of the 2, we know that it is positive. If there's no negative in front of a number, it's assumed to be a positive number. So while you're working on these exercises, I'm going to encourage you to put the sign in there. So now, which number is bigger? -7 or +2? Well, you have to ask yourself one question. Would you rather have $2 in your pocket or owe somebody $7? Because think of positive of having money in your pocket and think of negatives as owing money. Most people would rather have $2 in their pocket than owe somebody else 7. So 2 is the bigger number, even though the absolute value is actually smaller, the distance away from 0. Okay, so now we're going to order these numbers from least to greatest, and we have to look carefully. These funny lines actually mean absolute value, so we're going to rewrite. We have -5. The absolute value of 5 is actually +5, but the negative is outside, so it becomes -5, -6, 11, and 0. These are our numbers. And so now to put these in order, we go -6, -5, 0, and 11. And you're asking yourself, Mr. Walls, why is -6 to the left of -5? Well, you have to think about a number line. If you start at 0, and let's say over here is 11, so you go -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5, and -6. On a number line, the smaller a negative gets, the closer it is to 0. The bigger a negative gets, the further away it is from 0, and therefore it's a smaller number. You have to ask yourself this question. Would you rather owe somebody $5 or $6? And most people would agree that they would rather owe somebody $5 instead of 6. So 5 is the greater number, even though its absolute value is smaller on the negative side. Okay, so now let's order these numbers. The first thing we got to do is put the numbers in order. So when 32 is 32, -18 is -18, 40 is 40, but the absolute value of -20 becomes +20. The negative is inside of the absolute value sign. So we have -18, 20, 32, and then 40. And 20, 32, and 40 have no sign, which means that they're positive. And on a number line, if you had a number line, you would have -18, put a 0 in for reference, 20, 32, and then 40. And this is how it would look on a number line. Now, do these two problems and practice for yourself. Okay, the negative of the absolute value of -7 becomes -7. Negative of a negative, two negatives in a row become positive, and we know that +7 is greater than -7. So first thing you do is rewrite the numbers. The negative or the opposite of the absolute value of -5 becomes -5. We have -8, 9, and 0. And so we have -8, -5, 0, and then 9. And on the number line, it would look like this. -8 is further to the left, -5, 0, and then 9. And that's what it would look like on the number line. And our last problem. Okay, all of these are negative. The absolute value of -10 is +10. And going from the largest number that's negative, -18, -13, -4, and then +10. And this is what it looks like on a number line. -18, -13, -4, 0, and then +10. And that's our lesson on comparing and ordering integers.